From the first mud huts to the Empire State Building, mankind has always sought to build themselves a home. Today, I will discuss this desire through the topic of architecture, namely Art Deco. You might be asking yourself, what is Art Deco? Well, Art Deco is a design and architectural style that began in the early 20th century. Its exact origin is unknown, but the artstory.org pinpoints its loose beginnings in France. I will discuss its history, characteristics, evolution, and its important role in bettering our lives. The style became popularized at the 1925 World Paris Exhibition in France. The art story further notes that over 16 million people attended the event. The event caused Art Deco to spread worldwide, and which is why it can be found in even non-Western countries to a developed degree, such as Brazil, China, Japan, etc. Art Deco didn't just come out of nowhere, however. It came about from an earlier style called Art Nouveau. Art Nouveau was a style that didn't progress much past Europe, but it was a romantic, early ornate style that came about from earlier forms of architecture. It wasn't very suitable to being mass-produced due to its naturalistic forms, its depictions of nature and of the human form in loose, curvy manner. TheArtStory.org describes the evolution of Art Nouveau into Art Deco as a response to the rapidly industrializing nature of the early 20th century. It streamlined the curves and the impossible to mass-produce details into nice, rigid, geometric shapes. As you can see, we have triangles, we have squares, we have rectangles, all nicely and perfectly ordained in steel and in brickwork. It's in this way that the style came to be so diverse, with different cultural inspirations and influences in each project. As you can see here, it can feature anything from bronze to copper, to gold, to marble. And in another example, it can even have sandstone, wood, even greenery to spice up the area. You can see different cultural inspirations all throughout. Author Erika Sansone describes this in her article, Here's What to Know About Art Deco Architecture, as the style being a composite, with, as I had said, anywhere from terracotta to bronze, to ivory and marble, to stainless steel, all being hallmarks of the style. What remains constant throughout these depictions is the adherence to geometric rigidity and intricate detailing. Even here in the Tribune Tower lobby, you can see the core fundamentals on display. Here we have rigidity, we have circles inside the square, we have nice ornate details, but it's all laid out rigidly and understandably. Art Deco may have started around 100 years ago, but it's a style that remains timeless. It's no wonder that the style continues to influence our works even today. With both the history and characteristics of Art Deco in mind, now we can move into the topic of what makes architecture good and the importance of it. It's not just that a cracked floor or dirty appearance of a building may negatively affect you, it's that the very composition of that building may negatively affect you. In Emotional Design, How Architecture Affects Mood, the Blue and Cad engineering firm found through their study that human beings desire detail and elegant facades. These are perfect examples of them. They found that buildings with elegant designs, specifically like those found in Art Deco, quote, impact people's moods in a more positive way. Art Deco is definably beautiful, evidenced by our own mind's desire for detail. It's no wonder then that the style continues to influence our works even today. With both the style, history, and characteristics of Art Deco in mind, now we can move into its role in good architecture. The University of Waterloo substantiates the fact of good architecture affecting you and bad architecture negatively affecting you in their study, The Hidden Ways That Architecture Makes You Feel, wherein they explore the negative effects of a monotonous structure, namely the government housing structure of Pruitt-Igoe, pictured here, makes you feel. Pruitt-Igoe is a series of, as you can see, monotonous, boring constructs built in the 1950s. Aside from the social problems that festered in this region, the faceless and boring monotony of the architecture caused people to feel negative emotions all throughout. Former residents described the structures as if they were designed for you not to succeed. In fact, the University of Waterloo also found that these featureless or bland buildings caused passerbys or residents to quicken their pace away from the structure. There are innate desires in people's minds when it comes to architecture. These being height, light, and detail, as outlined by Blue and Cad's study on positive emotional design. Those structures lacking in any of the three components are said to be undesirable or causing stress in those that inhabit them. Art Deco exemplifies these values. It's why we continue to see its hallmarks even today. It's also why following those hallmarks is so important, let we build another Pruitt-Igoe. The design fundamentals of Art Deco continue to evolve into other styles. You can see this beauty. eventually became streamlined modern, and which in turn became mid-century modern. Authors Rebecca Henderson and Jolie Nolte write of this evolution in their article, Art Deco and Mid-Century Modern: How to Combine Two Classic Styles, and find that the continual streamlining of Art Deco eventually became mid-century modern. This came about because Art Deco during the wartime was further streamlined for resources into streamlined modern. This design philosophy was further streamlined in the 1950s to create a sleek and modern feeling in mid-century modern, as you can see here. Even modern constructions like our student union or college of education, pictured here, follow the design principles orchestrated through Art Deco. Large vaulted rooms like those found in the student union, or the warmly lit lobby spaces like that of the College of Education, call back to Art Deco. Even the brickwork and explicitly detailed inner carvings, as you can see here, all along the structure, hint back to its Art Deco influences. Even the brickwork of the exterior and detailed glass paneling, as you can see here, the differing of window shapes and the inclines and declines, the extrusions of the pillars, even the lightings, all call back to Art Deco further. It might not explicitly be Art Deco. It more leans towards postmodernist architecture, if anything, but they stand as modern examples of over a century of stylistic changing and evolution. Starting small in Paris, Art Deco began as nothing more than a riff on an earlier style. It grew into a composite of both ancient and modern techniques and cultural influences as a response to the rapidly industrializing world in the early 20th century. Since then, it's evolved into many other styles, many that we see even today, such as in our College of Education. It's a style that calls us out to be greater than the plain walls we commonly see today. It's reactionary, it's elegant, it's inspirational, it's Art Deco.